You don't really know what's true until you come down here and you witness it for yourself. You know what I mean? I think that we all find that the hardship of people that were told they're allowed to come over here, and then all of a sudden are told that they have to go back home, which is very difficult. You know what I mean? And I was a Republican for so long. I voted for Trump. But then when you see people getting yanked off the street and then brought to a place like this, which whatever conditions they may be, or a judge came over and they looked at it, but then you have to do a 30-day review over it, and why they wouldn't shut it down is pretty atrocious, really, when you think about it. You know what I mean? Everybody has a right to travel. Everybody has a right to go to different countries. And if one administration says, we're going to allow you guys to come in and be a part of this country, we're going to give you money, we're going to do all these things, and then the next administration comes in and says, we're not going to allow you to do any of that, it's like the country's always divided. You know what I mean? It's like nobody ever came together and said, well, what about the people that are coming over here? You know what I mean? What about them? You know what I'm saying? What about their rights to travel, their rights to come get a better life? And then to turn around and say, we're just going to exit all that. We don't care. We don't care anymore. You know what I mean? The left and the right is a ridiculous notion and stuff like that. And unfortunately, if you vote left and then you go right, you know what I mean? All it does is causes strife in between people that are probably in the middle, that just want everybody to have an equal opportunity to live here. You know what I mean? And that's what you see right now and stuff like that. Because all those people in there, despite whether they say illegal, but the only thing they did was they didn't really follow the previous administration's right to come over through the border, but the previous administration said it was okay for you to come over to the border. So what law did they break? They didn't break one. You know what I mean? So why all of a sudden now is the law that you did break? You know, if you're not coming out here to get a perspective, and you're either whether you're left or you're right, if you're not coming out here to get a perspective, you're not coming out here to see what people are trying to fight for, you're never really going to know. You know, because everything you watch on the news, everything you see on the news is all either right or it's left. It's never in the middle. And what their goal is to divide us. The government's goal is to divide us and say that we shouldn't come together, because if we come together, we are very strong, and then we can go against the government. You know what I mean? The government's always going to be our enemy. You know what I mean? The people are the power. We're the power every day. And unfortunately, and stuff like that, when you see things like this happening, police people gathering right now, police people gathering to come over here and pursue, yank people off the streets that we pay for. Our taxes pay for all this. You know what I mean? It's not them. They don't pay for it. We pay for all their shit. You know what I mean? And it's just a ridiculous idea. It's a ridiculous notion. To think that we don't have a voice.
I want you to walk me through your story a little bit, because you referenced being a Trump voter at one point in your life. When was that, and how do you go from Trump voter to someone who was out here protesting really on the front lines against what the Trump administration's marquee policy?
Well, it's very simple and stuff like that. When you see them recruiting the federal government when they say they need to protect a federal building, but going out onto the streets to yank people off the streets, it stops becoming about the people and becoming about authoritism. You know what I mean? We're like, okay, these people right here are our enemy. We're labeling them as our enemy, but they haven't really done anything wrong, but other than crossing a border that we made up. This is the invisible border right here. You know what I mean? None of us own it. You know what I mean? Everybody here is an immigrant. You know what I mean? It's not like it's set in stone and stuff like that you can't travel around the world just because one nation owns it. It's a ridiculous notion. You know what I mean? It's a ridiculous notion to say I can't try to do a better life. The laws that America has set is unrealistic, and they've had so many years to change it, both sides, left and right, to say that we're going to give other people a better chance to come over here to America, which is the greatest country in the world. We're going to give them an opportunity, and then to ruin their opportunity to do so. All these people over here, because Biden said they'd come over. Now all of a sudden Trump says they can't be here. If they were going to come together for the American people, they would say, don't reward somebody that was involved in Epstein, no matter what year it was or when he was elected, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? The guy was already known to be a child predator. You know what I mean? It was known. It was well known. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the whole entire Hollywood society, everybody knew it. You know what I mean? And then also to have the same thing where you're like, with Biden is that we're not going to do anything on it. They had the Epstein files for a very long time. They never released them. You know what I mean? That was all sitting inside Biden's department, Biden's DOJ, and they come up with the next fanatical thing to keep on putting onto the American people to say, hey, look at this. don't look at this. It's both sides. Both sides do it. And that's what's atrocious about it. Of course, well, you see all these people out here, everybody that I've talked to out here now like that, none of them are left or none of them are right. You know what I mean? All of them equally believe in human rights. Human rights has nothing to do with the left or right. It's just human rights. You know what I mean? I love everybody here, and I think that I support everything that they're doing because that they're out here, they're preaching their voice, they're preaching the way that they feel that things need to be happening inside of America. Each one of them have the right to do it.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please think about subscribing to me. Till next time, stay provocative and protect each other, because there's a war going on outside. I can't cower.